What's up, YouTube? Back again with another little video. Now, this one right here is going to be an update video on the Watt trigger. Now, if you ain't seen my first video on it, then I'll put it up right here. Here we go. First shots with the wide open trigger after the new installation. Here we go. I'm going to pop one in semi, and then I'll go to the wide open trigger mode. First shots. Not bad, worked good. All right, now let's go to wide open. Watch out, Max. Let's see how she does. All right, as you can see on that video, I was firing it and it was working just fine on semi-auto. Now, if you notice when I was shooting it in that video, I was slapping that trigger. Man, I was slapping that trigger. That's because when I first got this gun, this isn't my gun, by the way. This is a friend of mine's gun, and he had this trigger put in it at a gun show. He bought it at a gun show, bought this trigger, and had it put in at a gun show for him. And when he got it home, it ain't been working. It was barely working on semi. And since I've got it and took it apart and everything else and messed with it, it's working on semi now. Look how crisp that trigger is. Oh man, that's nice. I got it working on semi just fine. Folks were saying in the comments, don't pull the trigger so hard. And I agree. I was pulling the shit out that trigger last time. But even right now, when you put it on this way, look how harder that trigger is to pull. Let's put it on here on fire on semi. Clean break. All right, let's flip her back. Now look at this. Look at all that take up. See there? It's not near as easy. It's got way more take up. Look at all that take up. See there? Put her back on semi. No take up, crisp. So something's going on there. I'm not sure what it is. Let's get her open real quick. Now, first things I noticed when I had it apart is, of course, these pins right here that they have. These Allen head pins they got in them. Everything's tight there. Everything seems to be tight. Now look what happens when I pull this trigger on fire. See there? Look at that when the hammer's down. Look at all that play and wobble in there. I don't know if that has something to do with it or not. When I flip her over here on wide open mode, she's tighter than Dick Hat Band now. She ain't got near the wobble she had. When I put her on safe, she's pretty tight. But as soon as I put her right there, look at all that wobble. And she ain't releasing the trigger none. Or she ain't releasing the hammer none. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't like that looseness in there. Somebody had told me, why don't you change the ammo? And I thought that might be a good idea. Some guns like certain ammos. I have changed the ammo. I'm still having the same issue. Firing the first round, loading the next round, only having enough power to strike the primer, but not set it off. I've been talking to a friend of mine, John's Arsenal. Y'all should look him up. He's got a YouTube channel on here too. We've been talking, and he told me what it sounds like is that the hammer is riding along the bolt, and it's not setting itself all the way back, and it's following the bolt carrier group forward. And when it's following forward, it's landing on the primer, but because it didn't set itself all the way back, it didn't have the power to set off the primer because it's riding itself forward. That could be the issue right there. That could be the issue. I'm not sure. I have to try and figure out a way to adjust that. Somebody had told me in the comments, they said, man, you need to do the buffer tube. The buffer tube is the problem. And I was thinking, you know, that's probably got to be it. So I asked my buddy, whenever he did the trigger job for you, Papa, did he do the buffer job for you too? He said, yeah, man, he did my buffer tube too. So whenever I pulled it out, this is the new buffer tube that he got. I think this is the the H2. I think this is the H2, I believe is what it is. And it would not run at all. Now, I put the regular in, back in there because I was like, well, let me try it with that one. Maybe I need to do it with that. Hang on, let me get this one out. I said, maybe I need to try it with that one. So this is the stock one. Hang on, let me get it out real quick. So this is the stock one right here. Right there. There's a stock buffer tube. Let me show y'all. Right there. So it came with this one. This is the new one it come with. Right here beside it. I asked him, did he change the spring? He said, no, he didn't change the spring, just this. So I'm not sure. Even when I take it out and I put it back in here, it doesn't matter which one of them I have in there. It don't matter. I'm going to put this one back in there. This is the new one that comes with this trigger. It's supposed to work with this. I'm going to put it back in there. But just because it's going back in there don't mean it's going to work. Because I've already tried it with this one in here. It didn't work. That's why I went back with the old one. I said, let me try the stock one to see. Could be a spring issue maybe. Maybe it's not the weight of the buffer tube. Maybe I need to change the weight of the buffer tube. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm not sure which one it needs to be done. I'm not real familiar with these triggers. Like I said, this ain't my trigger. It ain't my gun. It's my buddy's. But he gave it to me and asked me could I try and work on it for him and get it right. So I'm trying my best to get it right. But like I said, I ain't sure. I watched a few videos. Like I said, somebody said don't pull it so hard. I've went out there since then. I've tried to just barely pull that trigger like that. And it's still doing the same thing. I'm still having hammer follow is what I'm calling it. It's what I'm calling it, hammer follow. Is why that hammer's not coming all the way back when this is sitting in and it's just resting up against that primer. It's making a ding in it. Not sure. It might even be something, when I was talking to my buddy John, could be something with the gas issue. I don't know. I'm not sure. He told me the gun ran fine. I thought about taking my upper off one of my ARs over here, one of my little ARPs over here, taking the upper off it and putting it on here and see if it runs any better on this lower. Or maybe putting this upper on that gun that I know works and see if something's going on with this upper and stuff. Maybe something's going on with that. He did tell me the gun ran fine. Somebody else told me also that maybe it's the BCG right here. I'm not going to say it ain't that, but this right here, this is my old lady's 300 blackout. And I took the BCG out of this, and this has binary on it. This has a Franklin Arms trigger in it. I took the BCG and everything out, the bolt carrier group and everything out on this one, put it in this gun. So I know this bolt carrier group works. So I know some people said you need to change out the bolt carrier group and stuff. I've switched out the bolt carrier group with other AR pistols and stuff and shot it, and it's still doing the same thing with that bolt carrier group in there. So I don't think it's the bolt carrier group. I'm not sure if it has anything to do with this new buffer tube or not. I don't know. I'm really not familiar with that. I'm really making this video hoping somebody else will watch it and say, hey man, I know what's going on. I had the same issue. So if you're watching this video and you know what this is, then let me know what's going on with it. So maybe we can get it fixed. I know my buddy wants his gun back. I'd like to get it back to him. This is a nice gun. It was nice before he put that trigger in it. Now it ain't too nice because it ain't working too good. But I'm going to get it right, hopefully. And when I get it right, I'll be making a updated video to this. So thank y'all so much for watching. I don't reckon you didn't learn nothing, because I don't reckon I ain't learned nothing either. But I'm trying to get her figured out. So hopefully on the next video when y'all see it, she'll be popping off real good. Thank y'all so much for watching. Got more coming soon. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace. Oh, almost forgot. Buck said bye. Yee.